welcome to another episode of Talk the Talk with me. I'm obviously not Desh, but I'm going to be taking you today through the Suzuki Jimny. So, thanks to the unique dimensions of the Suzuki Jimny, it's able to effortlessly maneuver in and out of tight spaces where large vehicles wouldn't dare to even try. The featherweight nature of the vehicle means that it can also track across any terrain and up the steepest inclines. Its purposeful off-road design is practical and leaves no doubt what it can do. What I like about the Jimny is that it is a small, lightweight 4x4, perfect for an adventurous individual who likes to frequently escape the stressful city life. Housing 4 seats, it's able to comfortably tag along a few friends on the journey. But no, this little bundle of fun is not for luxury, it's for making memories. So in terms of the looks, the new Jimny looks even more rough and ready than before. Designers have managed to make this car look more both fiercely capable as well as keeping it rather cute demeanor. It rides on 15-inch alloy wheels, has the characteristic boxy shape and flat roof, and familiar round headlights to seal the retro chic vibe to it. The 5-slot black grille is distinctive, and the black cladding around the wheels emphasizes the Jimny's ability to walk on the wild side. My test unit looked a bit different from the standard Jimny as well. The team at Suzuki Bassonia had dollied up the Jimny to appeal to the more female buyer. They added a softer blue Blizzard sticker kit and roof wrap, lifted and color-coded the suspension, color-coded the accessories like the tow bar, the mags and the front light bar, and to finish it off they added the bigger profile wheels and the spacers. Okay, so in terms of the feel, the inside of the Jimny you'll find to be very functional. The one thing that this little off-roader doesn't pretend to be is luxurious. There's no leather paneling or deep recessed seats. This is all about practicality and taking on the rough road. Still, it is relatively comfortable with the necessities at hand. Porsche is in hard-wearing cloth and enough space up front for even taller passengers. A scattering of convenient pockets and trays are also included to ensure you have somewhere to put your knickknacks, and the rear seats are only spacious enough for 2, and although they can be folded perfectly flat for cargo space in the bag, means there is no boot space to speak of if they are upright. There's a sense of adventure to all of this though. The Jimny wants you to forget being responsible and throw caution to the wind. So in terms of features, although mostly devoid of luxury items, the basics are covered in the Jimny nonetheless. It has a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system and is equipped with radio, Bluetooth connectivity, SD slot, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, as well as Mirror Link. Safety features include ABS, EBD, stability control, hill descent control, driver and co-driver airbags, and 2 ISOFIX anchors. For the drive, it is equipped to this little powerhouse is a 1.5 litre petrol engine that produces 75 kilowatts of power and 130 Newton meters of torque. There's also a choice between a 5-speed manual and a 4-speed auto transmission, both of which manage the daily drive without issue, but more importantly, perform outstandingly on the 4x4 trail. Fuel consumption figures on my test unit, the manual, claim to be a 6.3 litre per 100 kilometer, but this will obviously vary depending on if you're tackling the city or taking on the jungle. Now, I didn't have the opportunity to take the Jimny out on the dirt road, but it is said to be an excellent dirt performer. Brake limit differential, a feature designed to automatically brake and redistribute torque, electronic stability control system, and a 210mm ground clearance makes this ideal for playing around on the trails on the weekend. So, due to the Jimny's ability to comfortably switch between the sport, off-road 4x4 and economic 2x4, each journey is what you make of it. And that's it from me and my review of the Suzuki Jimny. Stay tuned because up next we have our talk tip of the week.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tips. Now in this segment we have Mit-Mak Motors that have joined forces with us to help us navigate through after sales and service and all those lovely topics that we really sometimes don't even want to pay attention to. But we have Sherry from Mit-Mak Motors, and she's going to help us. We're going to talk about engine oils today. So thank you, Sherry, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me again.
Okay, so Sherry, what are the different types of engine oils?
In a workshop, we look at 4 different types of engine oils. So you get your full synthetic engine oils, your semi-synthetic, your conventional, or better known as your mineral oil, and then your high mileage engine oil.
Okay, and what are the different grades of engine oil? Because I've heard there are different grades.
There are various grades of engine oils. So when looking at your engine oils, you normally have a number, a letter, and then another number. So the easiest way to explain it is they go in 5. So it starts from 0 all the way to 20 before, and then thereafter as well. So anything, let's say for instance 0W30. So anything before your letter is your viscosity under colder temperatures. So that will be a full synthetic oil between 0 and 15. Okay. And then whatever is behind it, so it's 0W30, the W stands for winter. And then whatever is behind that W is then the viscosity of the oil under a higher temperature. So let's say, for instance, you have a 5W30. The viscosity of the oil on cold temperature before the W will be 5, which is full synthetic, and then it will be viscosity of 30 under high temperature.
That's a mouthful. When should one change their engine oil?
It is recommended on your service interval, so depending on what the manufacturing brand is. Let's take a German vehicle, for instance, Audi A4. Your service interval on your mileage will be 15,000 or yearly. So if you don't travel 15,000 kilometers per year, you'll yearly change or do a service, and it's recommended that your engine oil is done with each and every single service.
Okay, and then talking about mileage, which engine oil is better for high mileage or best fuel efficiency? Does that make sense?
It does. It's a two-parter. So for fuel efficiency, you'll look at for optimal performance, for optimal lubrication, you'll look at a more synthetic or a full synthetic oil. And then for high mileage vehicles, you'll go for the high mileage oil. It's a thicker oil, purely because the vehicle has endured a lot of mileage in its lifespan. There is a bit of wear on the cylinder sleeve, so the parameter clearance between the piston and the sleeve will then ensure that the oil lubricates properly, and also any little grimes and dents and stuff, or little spaces and gaps, it will fill that up, causing optimal lubrication, because it is metal friction that does prevent long-term wear and tear, and also it does help with your oil consumption, using a thicker oil in a high mileage vehicle than a full synthetic oil.
Okay, and should you mix mineral and synthetic engine oil?
It's never recommended to mix oils. Every oil's viscosity has its own DNA and its own oil parameter. And if you don't understand that ratio of your viscosities, mixing them and combining them, you can cause a bit of confusion where the oil takes into place. So it's always recommended buy enough of one oil. So if you need 7.5 liters oil on a bakkie, rather buy 10 liters of oil, your 2.5 liters, apart from doing the 1 liter, and then adding a 1 liter because they were out. Like, rather stock up on the specified oil recommended for the vehicle.
Okay, and then a very common question that have come through to us, and thank you viewers for requesting these topics. It really helps us navigate where we should go and what we should talk about and what women want to hear about. But I know one of the very common questions is, why does oil or engine oil turn black?
It's more common in your diesel vehicles, so it's a hydrocarbon buildup from your emissions and so forth. Basically referred to as soot. So simple way of explaining it is when you make a fire, and that oxygen that breathes out and that black soot that does stick on, you can replace the wood and you can clean out your fireplace, but rubbing your fingers over it is going to leave a bit of a hydrocarbon buildup. And also, all vehicles come with air filters, but they don't prevent all dust particles from entering. So that also does resonate to a reason why engine oil does discolor.
Okay, wow. I look at you in awe. I tell you everything that you know. I always say that here at Talk the Talk, we really can talk the talk, but you really know how to talk the talk.
Thank you.
So yeah, Sherry, how's Mit-Mak Motors doing, and what has it been like during the last few very challenging, difficult months?
Mit-Mak's resonating. It's like I've said before. We're not a company. We're a brand, and we're a household brand. No, we've been doing very well. Mit-Mak really does facilitate across all platforms, whether or not you're in a different province. We have salespeople selling vehicles to people that haven't seen the car. That's the product that we stand behind, ensuring that you get photos and videos of the vehicle, the transportation to get the vehicle there without putting mileage on it. We truly are resonating, but all that pride goes to Bobby Petkoff, who supports each and every individual. And if you're struggling with someone, he's very hands-on in the situation and involved. So it's a family that's growing at a rapid rate, and I'm very proud to be a part of that family.
Oh, look, Bobby Petkoff was here, and I met him. Obviously, what a wonderful man! What a champion for this. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us again, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode of
Thank you.
Talk the Talk with Talk Tips. And up next, we have Clair Van Der Merwe in our Talk of the Town. Our Talk of the Town, we have Clair Van Der Merwe joining us in studio. Clair is a vibrant sales executive from Suzuki Johannesburg South and is known to be exceptionally optimistic. She possesses persistence, a trait that is critical in the sales world, and has a knack for finding unique solutions to trials and tribulations, which I must admit we are all facing right now in this pandemic. In the face of failure, Clair sees herself as being more resilient, and that her customer's refusal is not a rejection of herself personally, but of the opportunity being offered. She is known for not backing down from a difficult challenge. Rather, she believes in remedying the situation by using a different approach or by simply trying again. So let's welcome Clair, representing the iPop Group. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Suzuki Solutions. Clair.
Hi dear.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Clair, you were nominated by Mark for next year's Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, just by the way. So congratulations on that. And then also he wanted you to be the person to sit with me and talk today. So I'm going to learn more about you. But maybe let's start. Where did your journey in motoring begin?
I think it was the year 2030.
Okay.
Many moons ago. In 2004, I was looking for a change in my career. I was bored with risk management because I'd done that for far too long. My brother was actually in the industry, in the motor industry, and he said, I think you'll do well as a sales executive. And I set up an interview at a dealership, and the rest is history. I've been doing it ever since.
Oh, okay. And tell us more about your dealership.
So Suzuki Bassonia is part of the iPop Motor Group. It's a family-owned, family-run business.
Mayor.
And Lance.
Yes.
So we have been a Suzuki franchise for about 4 years now. Prior to that, for a year, it was just a used car dealership. And we've grown from strength to strength. In 2018, we won Small Dealer of the Year. 2019, we were already on platinum status. So I think it just goes to show the power of a brand.
Yes.
And the team that's behind you. So, I mean, if you have a look at all the dealerships that were there before in our premises, none of them actually ever got off the ground. And we've just grown exponentially from there.
Wow, well, congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
I know that Suzuki is a strong brand.
Absolutely.
I love the Jimny, by the way. That's my favorite. So what do you enjoy?
So does everybody.
Yes. So it's just the perfect vehicle to go bundu bashing with. It's small, it's compact, and I swear, with its short wheelbase, it can conquer any terrain. So I literally personally have been on the Jimny 4x4, got my certificate and everything. So what do you enjoy about your role?
I think I'm most passionate about the thrill of selling a vehicle. Once before, when I very, very early days in the industry, I had a manager by the name of Yapi, and he always used to say to me, just get that thrill of signing an offer to purchase. Even if the customer doesn't take the vehicle, you'll see it'll make you feel better, even if you're having a bad day.
Yes, yes.
So I think after being in management for basically 14 years of my life, because I wasn't in sales for very long, after being promoted to management, I think I kind of took a step back and went back to my roots, because there's still a thrill in selling cars for me. That was mostly what I was passionate about.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Once that sales bug gets you and bites you, you can't leave sales. You know, in our industry, we sometimes need, not just in our industry, being women, we need that inspiration. We need some support structure. Personally, right now, I'm going through that. With me having lost my business partner unrequited. Yeah, it's been difficult, and my family is there for me. The industry is there for me. So thank you to all of you that have supported me through this difficult times. Really, really appreciate it. Who has been your inspiration, though?
Sure, I've had a lot of role models over the years. I think a lot of colleagues and a lot of superiors as well. When I first joined the industry, a lady by the name of Felicity. Since then, like I said, you mentioned Yapi, Charmaine. There's too many names to give recognition to, but I think my main role model would be a TV character.
Okay.
Melissa Hargitay.
Okay.
And yeah, she
from
plays
Law and Order, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays Benson in Law and Order.
Okay.
So I think after all, she's been. I think her character, not really in her personal life, but her character that she plays, she always stays true to her one passion, no matter what the circumstances are.
Yes. It's actually quite ironic, because you might be sitting here and as I explained prior to our interview, when we were getting to know each other a bit better, there might be people that might use this interview and you as their role model. You never know. I mean, who would think? Law and Order.
Yeah.
So, having said that, what mistakes have you made along the way? You know, as I said, this could possibly help another not to make that mistake in their career path. So, yeah, enlighten us.
Getting into a comfort zone. I know there's a lot of people that will probably say, comfort zone is what they strive for, but I think it's a noose around your neck, because it holds you back from doing so many things in your personal and professional life.
I mean,
Don't be complacent. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You are a great champion and a catalyst for change and women empowerment and women taking their place in leadership roles or in this industry, and that's why you're sitting here. I mean, all the women that comes to visit us here at the studio and help us to share stories definitely are the champions for this change. So yeah, tell us why.
I've seen men do this job plenty, and I think, not to take away from a man's success, but I think women they just have a flair for attention to detail, and that's obviously a recipe for success. So I think women can do so much more in less amount of time, and that's probably why we need more women in this industry.
My husband should listen to that. I always tell him that. But anyway, Claire, you definitely have the flair for this. Let me tell you, you have. I mean, you've really definitely been a great contributed to the motoring trade. It's been years. After 10 years or after 5 years, no, I lied, after 2 years. Like, seriously, we the champions. Okay, so how do you feel about... Yes. So, you know, the Motoring Woman of the Year Award, which is powered by MFC, a division of Nedbank. You know, it's a non-profit organization that recognizes women in the motoring trade, women that are contributing, as I said. How do you feel about this platform?
I think it's a great showcase, an excellent platform. It recognises women that would have normally gone unnoticed in the industry. So I think it's very necessary.
Having said that, there are so many men in the industry that have gone unnoticed. So we, as a woman platform, are recognizing those men, and they have been here now. So you see, we're doing it for
Not only women.
Yeah, there's gender equality going on here. Okay, so what advice can you offer women who want to join motoring South Africa?
I think it takes a special kind of woman to be in this industry. Strong women do particularly well. I would say know your product and your competitors, because stereotypically you have a person that would walk into the dealership and they just assume that a man knows his product.
Yeah.
So they're going to ask you as a woman 10 times more questions just to determine whether or not you should be in that role. Sad, but true.
Yes. Well, that is why the show is called Talk the Talk, because we know how to talk the talk. And you're right. And it's not fair. It's not fair that 90% of the women that sit here have to say that, or says that they have to work 10 times harder or 5 times harder to be recognized and to be accepted and to be trusted, that they know what they're talking about.
Definitely, it's a trust thing.
And exactly, and that is why we continue to do what we do, because some women may not admit that this is the problem, but those that, or this is the challenge they face, but those that do face that challenge, and exactly what you have now affirmed or validated, that it should be brought to the limelight. It should be brought to the forefront, and we should be discussing this. It's a narrative that we cannot ignore, especially now in history. I'm getting very passionate about this right now. So
Good on you.
Who are you at home? Who's Clair Van Der Merwe at home?
Avid entertainer. I love planning parties and functions.
Please invite me. I need a party right now. After COVID.
I actually think it's because I'm a control freak, but that it helps.
Yeah.
I like being in the kitchen. I like cooking. So I've tried my hand at baking, but that's always a mess.
Me too. I think you're a free spirit. They say free-spirited people cannot really conform or
to a recipe.
To a recipe. I have that problem. I've never baked. Everything I've tried actually to bake flopped. So yeah, you know, they say if you resist change, you resist life. Okay. How can people learn how to embrace change, especially now?
Ask for help. Not everything is personal. Once you embrace the change and find out why the change is necessary, it's a lot easier.
Yes, I like that. Clair, thank you very much for joining us. This is one of my first interviews that I'm hosting after I lost my business partner, as I said earlier on, Andre Potgieter. And he was just not my business partner. Andre was my best friend. And thank you for giving me the strength and for being one of the first ladies to come walk through the door and trust my passionate behavior. And
Thank you for having me. And my condolences once again.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you for season 3. I think this is season 2. Yes, for season 3. Thank you, Clair. Okay, viewers, our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC, a division of Nedbank, and the Talk the Talk studios, powered by Sariti Solutions, are aimed at recognizing women that are making a difference and contributing their efforts and time to our trade in a still very dominated industry or male-dominated industry. Together we are providing a platform where we can share our experiences as well as educate the future generations to explore the endless and exciting career opportunities in motoring South Africa. So we thank you for watching and for sharing, and so please also subscribe to our Talk the Talk channel, which is our YouTube channel, and please get your friends, colleagues and families to follow our platforms, especially the young women. You will never know whose life this conversation might touch and change in terms of their career choices. Ladies, in the month celebrating women, I want to take this opportunity to highlight the importance of self-care. As women, it is extremely easy to get distracted by life's daily challenges, and between building a career, raising children and catering to the family's needs, it's very easy to put yourself in the back seat. No pun intended. But ladies, self-care encourages you to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself, so that you can transmit the good feelings to others. You cannot give to others what you don't have yourself. And I've learned this actually in the last few weeks. I felt drained. I felt like my vessel was emptying itself, and I decided I can't serve from an empty vessel, and I had to work on myself to get back to where I am now. And I'm not there yet. However, it's so important to look after yourself. While some may misconstrue self-care as selfish, it's far from that. When you pay adequate attention to your well-being, you're not considering your needs alone. You're reinvigorating yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself for the people around you. In saying that, also I want to thank everybody around me, my sponsors, my staff here at Talk the Talk and at MOT. Nita Stadler, she has been my rock through this whole thing. Abe Gonzalez, my AB, he's been such a pillar of strength for me, and I want to thank him and everybody else for just being there by my side through this very difficult time. And on that note, I'd like to leave you by saying and reminding you that the question isn't who's going to let me, it should always be who's going to stop me.